Hey everyone, so today we are talking about 5 things you should not do at your internship. My friends and I were sitting around and chatting this weekend, and everyone is successful executives now, and the subject of interns came up, and we were just talking about some of the things that happen in the office, and they're almost different than what used to happen in the office. I mean, students and young people, they always need tips and tricks on how to be better at their internship, but some of the things that are happening now are not okay. So let's talk about the 5 mistakes that students make at their internships. I think probably the biggest frustration that we've had at times with our Intern Queen interns is just a lack of response and communication, and sometimes that might mean outside of internship hours. So of course, during your internship hours, you're gonna be really communicative, and then as a student, you're gonna have class and extracurriculars and all these other things. But I do think that a 24-hour response time is appropriate, and anything over that is a little bit strange. We know that as students, you're sort of on your phone and texting. I mean, we're all young too and texting all the time, but if we're texting you, we're asking you a question outside of business hours because maybe we're trying to coordinate something or understand your schedule for the following week, just make sure that you do try to respond and try to prioritize that communication as best as you can. You can't always respond, and of course there's going to be times when you're on an airplane or in a movie theater, but I think when you can respond, definitely make sure you do. Don't be someone that's hard to communicate with. Again, that doesn't mean being glued to your phone, but don't be someone that's hard to communicate with. The second thing is ask questions, and even in a small office. So Intern Queen, we're a small office, we're like 5 people, but one of our interns could be working with one of our executives, and then another executive could say, hey, will you help me with something? And sometimes the intern doesn't communicate to executive number 2 that they're working on something for executive number 1. And even though we're a small office, we're not always telling one another what the interns are working on. So we really rely on the interns to communicate their workload from executive to executive, from department to department. And a lot of times that means asking about the priority. Yes, Danielle, I would love to help you, but just so you know, Jennifer down the hall asked me to do something earlier. What should I work on first? So again, the second tip is communicate that workload. The third tip is if you are hung over at your internship, I don't want to know. Using the word recovering, weird, right? I don't need to see that you went out to some 3-day long party and then came to the office and 3 days later you're recovering. That's inappropriate, okay? There is a line, so make sure you don't share too much information. That's TMI at your internship. The fourth thing is if you need to request off for your internship, you need to ask ahead of time. If you're sick, that is an acceptable reason to call off of your internship the day of. If a family member, God forbid, passes away, that is a reason to call off. But make sure that the night before your internship, you're not like, oh, sorry, forgot I have a family trip tomorrow and I'm gonna be gone for a week. That would be inappropriate. So make sure that you are aware of your schedule, that you're keeping a calendar, you know where you're going and when you're going, and you're not coming up with things out of nowhere and telling your company the night before. They put a lot of work into all of you coming into their shop, right, into their office. So you want to make sure that you're showing them that you really respect the time that they're investing in you. Another mistake that I think interns make a lot is just bringing all of their stress from the outside world into their internship. So we've worked with interns in the past who have been crying during their internship because they're so stressed about this and that. Just like anything else, you want to leave that baggage outside. Walk in with a fresh attitude and make the most of the experience. And I would say my last piece of advice in terms of things not to do at your internship is don't just do the work and then after the internship say, well, I really wish I did more of this, or I really wish I did more of that. Come into your internship with a goal, and every few weeks, touch base with your internship coordinator and your employer. Remind them of what your dream job is, and make sure that you're doing the kind of work that you originally signed up for and the kind of work that aligns with your future career goals. At Intern Queen, we always love it when a student reminds us halfway through the internship that they're going after a career in publicity. That reminds us that we should give that intern PR-related tasks to do. Does that mean every day is going to be a PR day? No, but it definitely helps us remember and kind of cater their workload to specific tasks that are going to help them progress in the career path that they are personally interested in. So I know that's a lot of advice on what to do and what not to do at your internship, but again, this is a huge opportunity. Internships change lives. So listen to my advice, take it in, breathe it in, and go rock that internship. If you're looking for any more internship advice, comment below, and I'm the Intern Queen. I'm here to answer your questions.